Hi again, and in this video I'm going to take you through a process that is especially useful for anyone learning arrangement in any particular style or track. If this is your first time attempting this, then this tutorial should help you get a good start in making your first arrangement template. Please remember to like and subscribe. Copying someone else's arrangement gives you a number of opportunities. You can tackle structure in different styles of music, instrument choices, and instrument entry points. And at the end, have a template to be used for future productions. First of all, I'll bring a track in and demonstrate one way of finding the tempo. When I play the track, we can hear the difference between the track tempo and the project tempo. One of the things that you can do, particularly if you've got a track that has a strong rhythmic element to it, is to find a kick drum that you know is on the downbeat of the bar. So here's a really big kick drum entry point. And here's another. The idea is that when you adjust the global tempo, you'll see the waveform display update in relation to the grid. Here's the kick drum, and the tempo looks like 85 BPM. It's pretty close, and I'll show you how to refine this. Double-click the file and remember to always make sure that warp is turned off. When you zoom in on the file to its smallest resolution, you can see that the start of the song and the start point of the file are different. So we have a little bit of dead air here. So I'd suggest making sure that you are zoomed all the way in and then moving the file start point to as close to where the music starts. You can see where the waveform here is just rising, so just slightly in front of this point is probably 0. So 0 in a waveform file is represented by the straight line, and anything above or below this line is where the waveform is rising or falling in its cycle, and therefore not being 0. When you have everything set up on 0, you shouldn't hear any clicks. Now, hopefully this means that everything is good to go. That's pretty much as close as it gets. Now, save your project and we'll move on to the next task. Now that we've saved our project, we'll move on to mapping the structure. To do this, we'll use the set marker on the right-hand side of the arrangement page. We use this to name sections that we identify, such as intro, verse, chorus, pre-chorus, solo, and so on. You can call them whatever you want, really. Place your cursor at the start of the section you want to identify and click the Set button. Ableton will add a triangle with a number. Rename this either by right-clicking or by pressing Command-R on Mac or Control-R on Windows. I'm going to call this Intro Chorus. For this section, I'm going to name this verse 1. This is chorus 1, which I will name as chorus 1 to make it different to the intro chorus. I'm now going to fast forward through the rest of the song to complete the task of naming sections. What you should do now is to save your project. Now that we've got the tempo and the basic structure sorted, we can now look at the different instruments being used. Instrument identification is an additional step that's useful in developing your skills. For the time being, we're paying attention to the instruments used in this song. The basic idea is that every time you hear an instrument, add a MIDI track. Give it an approximate name that communicates the sort of sound you're hearing. It can just be a descriptor of any kind. So, first of all, we have the voice. Rename the MIDI channel, call it voice. Next, we have a pad. So duplicate the voice channel using Command-D on Mac or Control-D on Windows and rename this pad. For me, I don't think it matters if you hear 1 pad or 15 pads. When you come to making your track, you'll have as many or as few pads as you want. We're not trying to be slavish here. We also have some sort of sound that I would describe as a pulsy synth. You can hear the pulse emerging as we get closer to the end of this section. I'm going to fast forward through the rest of this task. Now that's completed, you should save your work. You should now have a named set of channels with descriptions for the instruments, a project tempo, and a basic arrangement structure. What follows now is up to you in terms of populating the arrangement framework with parts and sounds. Or get another track and map out its structure and arrangement following this same process. Don't forget to add these to your template folder to be used whenever you want to start a new project. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to making your first arrangement template, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave any comments below and I will respond to them all. Until next time.
Maybe you're my enemy, now I'm finding that you come a little close to me. Maybe